Big win for victims of online abuse as the bipartisan Take It Down Act got signed into law today. The Take It Down Act looks to criminalize the publication of non-consensual images posted online, including AI-generated graphics. U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Ted Cruz announced the move that will require social media platforms and websites to have a procedure in place to remove unconsensual content within 48 hours of notice from the victim in the post. The new law protects and empowers victims of real and deep fake posts online that use their image without consent.